Have you ever felt like there's a vivid fire burning inside of you, yearning to break free and illuminate your life? That, my friend, is your vibrant life waiting to bloom. Welcome to the Vibrant Life Podcast. We are here to empower women just like you to liberate that vibrant life, to live authentically, and to harness the power within.
Our journey will take us through the enlightening realms of energy healing, goal setting, spiritual awakening, and so much more. We're stepping into the light of self-acceptance, of owning our power and potential.
If you have been yearning to dive headfirst into the world of entrepreneurship, or awaken your spirituality, or simply make peace with yourself, your search ends here at the Vibrant Life Podcast. As we embark on this enlightening journey together, we promise to hold your hand through every step of your journey to a more vibrant life.
Your adventure to true empowerment and authentic living begins here. Tap into the vibrant life you've always dreamed of. Subscribe now and join us at the Vibrant Life Podcast. Embrace your vibrant self. Until then, shine on.
Shine on.
Welcome to the Vibrant Life Podcast. I am your host, Cassie.
I'm Audrey.
And today we are bringing you a data-filled episode. We are talking about gratitude, resilience, and cultivating joy.
Yes, I love it. This is such an important thing because I feel like when you get stuck in whatever you're doing in your everyday life, if you're feeling caught or trapped in it, finding gratitude and cultivating joy in your everyday life is your way out of feeling stuck.
Yes, so many of these topics that we've talked about, being burnt out, feeling trapped and living inauthentically, all of these things, gratitude plays a part in. And what's so great is there's all this data to support it. And so we've dug some of that up for you and we're going to go through some of it today. But it's really cool what a simple gratitude practice can actually unlock within ourselves and within our communities.
And this is something that truly has changed my life.
Agreed.
So what is gratitude? It's happiness. It is pure satisfaction and encouragement of just connection with other people. You can find gratitude in just even the smallest moments. It can turn into positive emotions, which leads to happiness overall.
Absolutely. And studies have shown that there's a strong positive correlation between gratitude, resilience, and feelings of happiness.
Perfect.
So the data backs it up. So let's start with gratitude. There are so many benefits of gratitude, but they can really be broken down into three different sections. You have the psychological benefits, the physical benefits, and the social benefits. So today we'll describe those as a happier you, a fitter you, and just a better you. Yep. We love that.
I love it. And who doesn't want to be fitter, happier, or
better all around?
Mentally stable. Okay. So some of the psychological benefits, it changes your emotions and thoughts to be more positive. It can make you be more aware of what's happening around you. It can help you be more awake as well. It can increase your self-satisfaction and enhance your mood.
That's amazing. Another aspect that you can see is some physical benefits, which I think are really cool. When you're talking about just a small gratitude practice or just being aware, you don't really think about how that's going to impact your body, but it can actually give you a stronger immune system. It can help you feel less aches and pains. It can optimize your blood pressure, your cardiac functioning, as well as help you create better sleep and awake cycles. And we've previously talked about how important it is to be on routines. So having your kids start a gratitude practice as well, getting these benefits from the very beginning can be really impactful on their lives.
I love that. In fact, I started a gratitude practice with my kids during the pandemic because it was such a scary time. You have no control in the world. And we needed to figure out that we could still find gratitude in those moments, even though we had to completely slow down. And so that's actually what started it. And we started with the practice of my favorite part of my day. And we do that at dinner every night.
Yep.
So
we
the
do
kids,
that before bed.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's just a tiny, tiny way to start instilling those little thoughts into your little kiddos' minds on finding gratitude in every day.
And I love that that's like a small little thing that we can do throughout the day. One of my good family friends, she has her kids around Thanksgiving. They make like a whole tree. So they take up a whole wall in their house and everyone puts something they're grateful for on throughout the entire month, which I love. Yeah. And that makes it like a big event, but it can also be something small that you do every single day.
Love that.
I do too.
Perfect.
So there's also social benefits to gratitude, and that's amazing. I love that because if you're feeling isolated, if you're feeling lonely, if you're, just feeling really disconnected from either your family, from your coworkers, from the world in general. Starting with a gratitude practice can really help with that. So it can increase your empathy for people around you. It can also help give you better communication. It strengthens your interpersonal relationships, as well as increases likability among group members. So if you're in a group and maybe you're struggling with whatever project you're working on, picking out the things that you can be grateful for, finding those, like intentionally finding those, because sometimes you do have to dig, depending on who you're working with. It can increase your communication with them, but also your likability among group, and help increase involvement as well.
Love that. Perfect. I was really fascinated by the actual changes that can happen to the brain. Nurse by trade, so I'm into all things sciencey. What I was learning was that in your brain, there's two places called the hippocampus and the amygdala, and those regulate your emotions, your memory, your bodily functions, and those are activated by feeling grateful. So if you can have a feeling, you enact a feeling, and you can literally change how your brain is working, I think that's amazing. You're literally a computer program, and you're programming your brain to do and feel how you want. So with that, when you have that change in your brain, it can reduce pain. We're recording on the same day as the toe episode. So if you go back a few episodes, I was talking about how I hurt my toe. And this morning I woke up, it was throbbing. I was having a lot of discomfort. And I was like, there's a bottle of Motrin there. I could take some Motrin, but I haven't eaten anything. I didn't want to do it on an empty stomach. And so I chose instead to get on my acupressure mat, and I did a meditation, and with some breathing and getting in touch with myself, I was able to actually reduce my pain and go back to sleep without having to take anything. So I personally have used that recently to help with that, and it also improved sleep quality with that too. And then it can help with stress, which why wouldn't you want any of that?
That's right. Why wouldn't you? So gratitude in the brain can do so many things. It wires and fires new neural connections to your bliss center. Who doesn't want that?
We all need more bliss.
We all need more bliss.
Yep.
So we can do that. It enhances dopamine and serotonin, the neurotransmitters responsible for happiness. So far we have bliss and happiness.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Reduce fear and anxiety by regulating the stress hormones. I think we can all agree that we need that as well. And then fosters cognitive restructuring by evoking positive thinking.
I love it.
So these are all supported by many, many studies that we've gone through this week. And to help you get into these practices of cultivating joy, we actually put together a 28-day challenge. So these are things that Audrey and I have done, or things that we've heard about that can help you cultivate joy. Because when you first start out with a gratitude practice, it is something that you have to do intentionally. You have to train your brain to activate all of these great benefits. And so we put together just one little challenge that you can have every day that's going to help you unlock a different piece of gratitude practice. Because, naming 3 things that at the end of the day might not be something that fits for you, but something else in the 28-day challenge might resonate better. There's so many different ways that you can pull in gratitude. There's meditation, there's walks, you can write letters. Actually, one study I was reading, they had the participants write letters to people that they're thankful for. Ooh. And they found that people could write these big, long, really meaningful letters, and it took an average of 5 minutes.
That's crazy.
Right? And so not only are you spreading that gratitude to the people around you, increasing those social connections, but you're getting all the benefits too, because you're expressing your gratitude for that person, which is awesome. So going back to the challenge, we have so many different things. There's random acts of kindness. We have digital detoxes, which we did decide we want to go into a longer episode about that. Forgiveness, we get into that, which we were just talking about over lunch. We're going to have to do an episode on that too. But yeah, gratitude can just impact everything.
So many things, everything. In fact, I go back to the beginning of my spiritual journey, and gratitude was one of those things I honed in on pretty quickly. And I did do the thing where you just 3 things a day. I just, at the end of my day, I was like, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, I'm grateful for this. And that really just kind of made me pause and think about those things. And we did that. We started the favorite thing at dinner with the kids. And then I don't know where it spiraled from there, but on a daily basis now, when I'm present, I connect with my breath, I kind of pause, I'm in the present moment, which I just needed to do right now because I realized we're talking about this podcast and we were like, we got all these great tips and facts we want to share with you, but then also you kind of get a little out of your head when you do that.
Yeah.
So now I just paused and took that little breath for myself, which I apparently needed. But then I notice all the little small things. So I go outside and I'm like, oh, the breeze, or the trees are flowering and the sky is so blue and I can hear the birds, and I literally genuinely feel happiness to just notice those small little details. And as a parent, it makes me so much more patient, so much more in the moment. I am so much more grateful for those little things, because I remember when they were little, I would we're playing a game or we're doing this or whatever activity we're doing, and I was always 1 or 2 or 3 or sometimes 10 steps ahead of where we were. Okay, yes. I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this.
Yes, nap time and school and all the things.
And what are we doing for dinner, and how many chores on the house needs to be
on repeat in the back of your head.
It is.
Yeah.
And so then I missed out on those moments because instead of being present and feeling grateful for that time, I felt overwhelmed.
Yes. Yeah. In recent memory, I can remember really getting into a gratitude practice after my dad's death. So it was a very unexpected death. And so it really rocked my whole family. But having this practice was a way to kind of navigate that grief of like, this grief feels so big and overwhelming and life altering, but I can find these 3 little things. I have a roof over my head. I still have connections with my family. And it helped me kind of find the silver lining throughout that whole grieving process. And then it came back into play very strongly when I was a new mom and going through a divorce unexpectedly. And so it was like, yes, this is a big, hard thing. This is a big, scary, overwhelming time. There's a lot of uncertainty, but these are things that I can still be grateful for. And like you said, it just kind of helped ground me and helped me not miss out on those little things, because when your life is falling apart around you, it's very easy to miss those newborn moments. And it's very easy to miss those little moments because, you know, at any given point from the time that Gemma was a newborn to 2, it's like, oh, I have a house to sell. I have all these things to finalize. And I'm learning how to, be myself, and I'm learning how to be a mom. And it's easy to just kind of put your little off to the side. Mm-hmm. But when you can practice that gratitude and kind of be in that moment and say, this is still a blessing, even though it's hard. It helps. And so I was able to kind of lean on that. And like you were saying, like now it's just on automatic. It's just on repeat, and it just snowballs, because the more you look for the positive, the easier it is to find it. Mm-hmm. The easier it is to find it. And so, any situation that you go into, even though it's not ideal, you can easily pull out the positives. Mm-hmm. Anyone you meet and you're like, oh, maybe we don't rub the right way, or we don't click quite right, but I can still appreciate this about you because I'm searching for the positive instead of focusing on the negative. And that just reminded me of going back to the story I told a couple episodes ago about how, I was in the car with my husband at the time and just being like, I don't like who I am with you. And I realized it's because so many of our conversations were focused on the negative.
Yes.
All of our conversations were so negative, whether it be about us, about other people, about a situation. It was so focused on the negative. And so to be able to turn that around, it's just like sunshine everywhere. Mm-hmm. I can't even and I think it's because over time I rewrote my brain. I reprogrammed it to find these things, and it's helped me show up better for everyone because you have these social benefits, and there's studies behind that. And I think that's why I got so into this episode this week, because it was like, I've been putting this in practice for years and not even knowing it. I've been, reaping these benefits and like seeing the results in my own life, but to have the actual data behind it was really cool to kind of validate that.
Yeah, I love that.
It was super cool.
Yep, I've been on that same journey of finding the joy in all the little things. I feel like life used to feel very overwhelming and negative. So many negative things, which I can connect to a million different episodes we can do right now on boundaries and cutting out toxic people and just things like that. When I think about this week having to shut down and not be able to do anything, I was laying there in pain, and the birds were chirping outside and the breeze was blowing in, and I was super grateful. It's duality. It's, everything in this life, the yin and the yang, everything in this life has a light and a dark side. And so if you can be in the dark but still see the light, you can guide yourself home.
Yeah. A phrase that I used several years ago when I was trying to kind of wrap my head around some of this was in spite of. I am happy in spite of these challenges. I am happy in spite of, these negative things going on, and I'm choosing that happiness. Mm-hmm. And I think the gratitude is just kind of that foundational layer that helps you kind of put that into action. Yeah, absolutely.
And not that you're going to be happy and grateful every moment of every day. And some days are going to be way less grateful than other days. But then once you allow yourself grace and you know that you're here to feel those feelings, it's part of your journey. It's how you learn lessons, to experience feelings. But then again, you're in the dark, find the light. So that way you can get yourself out of that headspace.
Yeah. And if things are, I think we all experienced it to some degree at the start of the pandemic where things were just so out of control. Well, choosing gratitude is something you can control regardless of what's going on. Mm-hmm. And it can help bring things down to not such a big, scary, overwhelming feeling.
Yeah.
But I do think it's important that we call out that it's okay to feel those feelings, to be overwhelmed, to be sad, to be mad, to be angry. It's okay to feel those too.
And we're going to feel all those
things.
We're going to. We have no choice. That's going to happen.
But when you're ready to kind of reground yourself or recenter, gratitude is a good way to kind of lead that path or light that path out as well, whether that be, from a long stretch or just a 20-minute meltdown. Either one is okay.
I love it. So if you're interested, I highly, highly, highly recommend you check out our podcast pal this week on Cultivating Joy. It's a 28-day challenge. So this is a bit more to bite off than anything that we've done so far in our short time here. But Cassie did an amazing job. It's incredible. And it's so fun to look at. All the fun colors, the vibrant colors, which we love. So I encourage you guys to try it out. Reach out to us if you need help.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
All right. That sounds like it for today.
I think so.
All right.
Thanks, you
guys.
Thank you for tuning into the Vibrant Life podcast. We hope today's episode has energized and inspired you to live your best life. If you enjoyed what you heard, be sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so as to never miss an episode. And please take a moment to leave us a review. Your feedback fuels our mission to bring you more valuable content. Remember, your journey to Vibrant Life is ongoing. Stay connected with us on social media at Vibrant Life Society for daily tips, motivation, and community support. As we wrap up today's conversation, we encourage you to embrace each moment, pursue your passions, and prioritize your well-being. Together, let's create a life that radiates with energy and purpose. Until next time, live vibrantly. See you in our next episode.